To move the balls, you must tilt the box to one side. After some trying, you might be able to place 3 balls. But the problem is that when you try to move the other 3, they fall out, even before you've tried to move the box to the other side. Based on this, I want to ask you, is this challenge really possible? Perhaps we could try shaking the box vigorously, causing the balls to bounce wildly. But the problem is that the balls won't fall precisely into the holes. Placing all 6 balls simultaneously is almost impossible. We could even try flipping the box. But the problem remains. Some balls will always fall out. You might think of a well-known trick, placing the box on a table and rotating it to use centrifugal force to complete the challenge. But I must tell you, this is still not a solution. I've given this puzzle to many friends, and none of them have been able to solve it. Do you have a solution without breaking the box? Please tell me. Can you put 6 chips into the box? This is a 2018 International Gold Award-winning puzzle called Casino. It seems very simple at first glance, but in reality, when you put in 5 chips, the last chip will extend beyond the edge of the box. You can try rearranging all the chips, but if you use a simple placement strategy, you'll eventually have one chip that doesn't fit completely into the box. You have to use a few very interesting tricks. What you need to do is first place a chip horizontally. Place the second chip on top of it. Then, place a chip vertically to its right. Place the 4th chip in the corner. Now there's no more space at the top of the box. Now we remove one chip and rotate it, and it fits on top of the box. If we continue placing chips, there will still be one extending beyond the edge. Is there a way to solve the puzzle? Now look at the second trick. Move the top 2 chips to the right. Now you'll have enough space to place the last chip. Did you like this puzzle? Can you put the balls into all 4 holes? There's a small ramp inside the box. To move the balls, you have to tilt the box to one side. But the problem is, the balls don't stay in the holes. They slide to the other side. You can't even place a single ball. Based on this, I have to ask you, is this challenge really possible? Perhaps we could try shaking the box vigorously, causing the balls to bounce wildly. But the problem is, the balls don't bounce high enough, and you still can't do that. Of course, if we shake the box in a different direction, maybe some balls will go into the holes. But placing 4 balls simultaneously is almost impossible. We could even try flipping the box. The parts will move, but the balls still won't fall accurately into the holes. You might think of a well-known trick. We could place the box on a table, rotate it, and use centrifugal force to complete the challenge. But I have to tell you, that's still not a solution. I've tried all day and still can't do it. Do you have a solution without breaking the box? Please tell me. Can you build a cube from any 7 pieces? This is a classic puzzle from 1933. We've taken away the white and green pieces, and we can eventually build a cube with the rest. Of course, we could also take away 2 other pieces, but there's a tricky part. The first few pieces fit perfectly, but the last one doesn't. You can try different arrangements, but the problem remains the same, because there are hundreds of different arrangements of 7 pieces, but only one solution. You have to find the exact position of each piece. So what's the solution? What I'd do is combine these 2 pieces like this, and then place 3 pieces here. But the problem is that there are many different arrangements for the remaining 4 pieces. If you place this piece here, you'll find that the last one still doesn't fit. What to do then? We can change it by swapping these 2 pieces. The remaining space fits perfectly with the shape of the wooden block, and the cube is complete. Did you like this puzzle? Do you know how to put sea urchins in a cage? This is a classic puzzle from the Czech 20th century, and it seems impossible to do, since the sea urchin is much larger than the gap between the fences. It cannot pass through the middle of the fence, and the ends of the cage are also closed. But it's a puzzle, and you have to figure out how to solve it. I give you a tip. Take a closer look at the cage, and try to find its secrets. If you look closely enough, you will find that one of the gaps is a little wider than the others. This is the key to solving the puzzle. First, we put the sea urchin here. You can put part of the sea urchin in it, but it gets stuck. Then, do a simple action. Try to rotate it like this. When it can't turn, you need to try to change direction. You will see more and more stabbing in. You need to be patient, and then repeat the action just now until you can completely put the sea urchin in the cage. So the puzzle is solved. So can you take the sea urchin out? This is an intellectual game that originated in the 18th century. The rules are that you can only move the pieces vertically or horizontally, and after each move, you can take the piece you jumped over. In the end, you must be left with only one piece, and ensure it is located in the very center of the board. If you end up with 2 or 3 pieces at the end, it means you are very smart. If you end up with 1 piece at the end, and it is exactly in the center of the board, then you must be a genius. If you can jump consecutively, we consider it as one move, and the best solution is to complete the challenge in 18 steps. However, in fact, 80% of people are left with 5 or 6 pieces at the end of the game, and some are left with 3 or 4 pieces. Few people can be left with only 1 piece and in the center of the board. Therefore, it is known as one of the most difficult puzzles in the world. During the game, you need careful planning and foresight to predict future changes in order to find the best solution. It helps develop our observation skills and logical thinking ability. Do you like this puzzle? Can you place 2 balls at opposite ends of a box? If you want to move a ball to a hole, you have to tilt the box to one side. I could easily place one, but the problem is that when I try to place the other, it slips off, without even trying to move it uphill, because the box's slope makes it impossible. You could also try shaking the box rapidly. The balls will bounce wildly and easily fall out. Placing 2 balls simultaneously is nearly impossible. Another obvious method is to flip the box so the balls are on the same plane. But the problem is, the balls always move in the same direction, and the box has a small step, preventing the balls from going into the holes. But I'm here to tell you the solution is incredibly simple, taking only a second. Place 1 ball on each side, place the box on a flat surface, and then vigorously rotate the box. All of this is thanks to physics.